everybody, I'm Siobhan Tuvino, and this is another episode of Hard Hat Legends. And today I have with me Miss Kristi Beattie. I said that right?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, and tell me who you're with.
I'm with Sapp Design Architects. I'm a partner at Sapp Design Architects, actually, and I'm a licensed architect, a project manager, and a partner. And I oversee talent and organization at the firm.
Awesome, good deal. And I heard did you just become a partner?
We bought the firm from Michael Sapp in 2023. There's five of us partners there, and that's been, well, we're going to get into that.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Well, congratulations
Thank
anyway.
you.
Okay, we're going to jump right in. Okay, what was your first job?
Okay, first job ever?
Ever.
I was 15, and I read an ad for a telemarketing position selling coupon books at Lake of the Ozarks. So I went and learned how to be a telemarketer, how to communicate with people, and I thought it was the most amazing opportunity for people. We were just cold calling down a list of phone numbers. This coupon book was so incredible. I was a really good salesperson because I really believed in the product.
Yeah.
And one day I just showed up back at work and the entire building or the entire room was empty. Their phones were gone, the chairs were gone, and anyway, that was my first experience.
Oh my gosh, okay, what happened?
I don't know.
They just
I
left
think
and
it was a hustle, actually.
Oh no! My first job was kind of illegal.
Yeah. We just collected credit card numbers, I guess. So.
Oh my goodness, that's wild. Okay.
So I learned a lot more about asking questions when interviewing for jobs in the future after that. But
well, there was some good that came out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I did learn how to talk to people, how to talk to strangers from that. But that was good. And construction-wise, my first job was actually working for a construction company as a receptionist before I moved to the Springfield area.
Okay.
And that didn't really work out. They had very maybe particular.
Just dropped my foot there.
I think they had really particular expectations for maybe not in alignment with what I thought I was supposed to be doing. And, so I was there about 2 months, but they had a pretty high turnover rate. And so they did let me go. That's the one and only job I've ever been fired from. But then I had the opportunity to review one of their bids here last few years. So.
Really?
Yes.
It's like, in your face.
Not sure you're a qualified coach.
Good for you.
No, I didn't do that. But I did think about that.
Yeah, well, we're human, and that's what we do. Okay, did you always want to be an architect?
Actually, no. I mean, my mom was in civil engineering, and she loved drafting. My dad was a rebar detailer and draftsman. So I loved being around that. I loved being, in fact, when I had Barbies, I would draft houses for them on graph paper. I loved doing that, but I didn't make the association with architecture because I had never heard or seen of a female architect. I just thought that's what men would do.
Right.
I thought I wanted to be a psychologist. Unbeknownst to me, that's very much what I am now. I provide a lot of counseling, mentoring, guidance. I listen.
Yep.
But no, I wanted to do that. And then I did go to college, but I was going to college in Jeff City for civil engineering.
Okay.
And then realized I really didn't want to do that at all. So ended up finding out from a friend of mine that there was a architecture program here in Springfield. We were moving to Springfield. At that point, I applied at Drury, and I was accepted that summer. So, and I just took off, man. I was like, once I was in there, I was like, this is exactly what I want to be doing.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's very art and science-based.
Yeah.
Lots of problem solving all the time, and every day is different.
So when you were younger, did you see yourself as doing this, or was there some other thing that you thought you might want to do?
I mean, I always wanted to design things, but I didn't know that that's what it was. I didn't know that that's what the job was.
Yeah.
I just liked, I liked working with the built environment. Also, my mom was extremely influential in my formative years, and we did a lot of projects, you know, so I think I liked hands-on opportunities.
Yeah.
Which also, but I wanted to do something in the professional realm too. I liked the idea of being something. That was important to my family, that we be something. And so to say that I am an architect was one of the proudest moments of my life because I felt like, okay, I finally achieved that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And look how far you've come.
I've come a little ways.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. So how did you choose the construction industry?
So within architecture, you mean? I mean, I think the construction industry chose me.
Okay.
Because I had the opportunity at Drury. I applied for a scholarship through the Springfield Contractors Association. And my husband at the time, he had worked a lot with Springfield Contractors Association. He sold building materials. So I had this connection to subcontractors through friends of ours and through his network. And I would go to the SCA meetings and the dinners and the banquets and everything. But it wasn't until at Drury I was able to get the scholarship, the SCA scholarship, that I really started to appreciate how much effort they were putting into the construction industry. And at that point, I was like, I really became an advocate for the subcontractors and the general contractors within our construction industry, and knew that I wanted to go into the commercial realm. So I would be doing schools, public work. I knew I wanted to do that. And I've maintained that. I feel like my respect and advocacy for the people who actually build what we put together, what we design. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Yeah, and I know you're one of Sean's favorite people, and he loves working with you.
That's because I'm pretty amazing.
You really are. You really are. So has the optic of women in construction industry changed during your career? I'm sure it has.
Yes, or yes and?
Yeah.
Yes, in that when I started, I did not encounter female architects very often at all. When I started in college, the college makeup demographics of our class was about a third female to 2/3 male. Now it's 55% female.
Wow!
Graduating from the program. In the private realm, in firms, it's still a white male dominated field.
Really?
Very much so, but we are starting to see a lot more change in that. And then the engineering firms it's even more exacerbated in environments like that. But we are starting to see more students, more of a balance of students that are coming into the industry that are female and holding more positions in leadership.
That's good.
Yes. On the other hand, I was on a job site this morning and I got called hun.
Oh my!
So there's still going to be people who don't understand that just because we're showing up on a job site doesn't mean we don't belong there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I learned a lot from watching my mentors and realizing that the best way to handle situations like that and to open people's minds towards females being able to do just as good of a job is to know what you're talking about, don't be pretentious, and treat everyone with respect, and they will learn to appreciate what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
All right.
I understand that you have recently become a partner.
Yes.
Yes. What was the experience like, and did you ever expect this to be in the position that you're in now?
So, yes. I think that's always where I wanted to end up. Either I was going to find the opportunity where I'm at, or I was going to make the opportunity for myself. That was what I did want. I started at Sapp Design Architects when I was in college, actually, as an intern. And I ended up working my way up with that firm. I've stayed with that firm. I mean, it was an incredible opportunity. I was given incredible opportunities. And
so you've been there from day one? It's
yeah,
like when you graduated and on?
Yeah,
okay.
That was it, yeah. I mean, I completely believe in what we were doing and the opportunities I was given to really implement design and stewardship and build relationships with my clients. I was like, why would I want anything else? And when Mike Sapp wanted to retire, I didn't want the ride to end. I was like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to be a part of. So I was given that opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it. I will say it's different.
As being the owner?
Yes, and I have so many. You know how teenagers grow up and they come back to their moms or their dads and they're like, hey, I just want to tell you, I'm really sorry for the way I behaved.
Yes, we've had lots of those conversations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to tell my mentors and Mike Sapp. I did not fully appreciate everything that he did for us when we were employees until I became an employer.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, if you only knew how much work we
The
put
responsibility,
in to taking care of you, and to making sure, I'm so grateful. We have a really great team. It's a lot of responsibility to look out for them.
Well, obviously you had a good teacher because, you're able to do it, so.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he was very good at looking out for his team.
So going into that, who was a mentor for you? And you can have, I'm sure you've had more than one, but in different seasons of your life.
I think when I think back to my career and in construction, at least in this industry, on the architectural side, I would say Pam Haldeman, hands down. She was with our firm her entire career.
Wow.
She was not a traditional architect that went to college. She got her degree by studying for the exam and studying underneath an architect. So you can do that. Oh wow,
you can do that.
You used to be able to do that.
Okay.
They can't do that anymore. But,
okay.
She passed her exam, and she was the most pragmatic architect I'd ever worked with. She taught me how to behave actually on a construction site, on how to listen to the subcontractors, on how to communicate with the contractors in a respectful but firm way, to understand that you stand by the documents, but you need to be honest about what the documents say. And she was so good at being respectful and being respected because of her knowledge. Oh, she was so smart. She was a major influencer in my life. And she was really stubborn, and it was really hard to work. It was really hard for me, because I'm pretty creative and a little bit outside the box. And pretty animated. It was very difficult to work with her because I always wanted to push. But now I find I'm leaning more and more towards her. Her approach, like, have you talked to the owner about that? Are you sure about that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was amazing. And then Lori Luna, who just recently passed away, actually. She was in NAWIC. And under her guidance, we got to be friends. I learned a lot. Same thing, quiet, intelligent, stayed on top of the project and earned a lot of respect. And I was like, okay, that's how we need to learn how to behave. Not just women,
right?
But all of us.
Yeah.
Like, let's treat each other with respect. Let's give each other the benefit of the doubt, and let's know what we're talking about before we open our mouths.
Yes. Yeah, everybody can learn that one. So.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Life lessons from a contractor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is the favorite part of your job?
Oh, that's easy. We mentor a lot of students, and I get asked that a lot. My favorite part of my job is that every day is a brand new day. I do not know what's going to come up that day, as much as we try to plan. But you're also dealing with creatives. You're dealing with the idea of developing design moves, and how can you put a time limit on that, right? You can't just schedule that. You can attempt to, but I love that every day is kind of introducing new word problems, which is ironic. I wasn't really that crazy about math or the section of the math homework assignment that was word problems, but that's exactly what we do. Billy has 100 watermelons. Like, oh my God, how am I going to solve this one today? Every day.
Nice. Love that.
So that's what's exciting about
it. Good. So you do mentor quite a few people, or?
Yeah, we do. We do job shadows. We'll bring in, either we're doing summer interns as well. So summer interns are either going to be an interior designer or someone in the architecture program.
Okay.
We're not really equipped to help high school students, but for the mentoring, we mentor people that graduate from college. Obviously, we have a pretty robust mentoring program within the firm that we've set up to try to get people launched as quickly as possible into a project. But then when we're just talking about students, we want them to be in the trenches with us. We want them to come to meetings and see how we behave and see the questions that come up and how they get resolved. And then really whose lane some of these items fall in, so that you know who to reach out for resources.
Oh, good. I like that. That's good. Okay. Do you have any ideas on bringing people into our industry, and how can we draw new people in?
That is it. Boy,
besides beating them on the head and duct taping them.
We are trying. Actually, I think, I hate to say this, but I think the formal education environment's helping us quite a bit with that. I mean, the more the cost of education increases, and I would not blame universities. I think the funding mechanism for universities has changed really to the detriment of people trying to achieve these formal educations. I have to get a formal education in order to be an architect. You have to go that. And it's a 5-year professional program, which has just been defunded, by the way. But we won't go into that. The Department of Education has decided it's not a professional degree anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So regardless of that, I think that there are so many opportunities now through career and technical education. School districts are literally embracing that, whereas it used to have such a stigma associated with that. That I, as an architect, as a planner, talking to my clients, really telling them that they need to start promoting those programs from within at the board level. And so if the boards can start to embrace change within their buildings by creating spaces that allow for CTE programs to take place, I think we're going to see a lot more kids. Like if you go over to the OTC Advanced Manufacturing Building at the Innovation Center up in Kansas City, you go into those places like that, it's a massively awesome environment. And when people go into environments like that, they feel empowered and they're excited, right? If they go into a dingy old engineered building, with all the leftover tools and stuff like that, they don't feel like they're valued.
Right.
And so they don't really want to pursue that.
Yeah.
So I think investing in our infrastructure to promote programs like that, creating partnerships with our local businesses to create programs where students can choose career or college, not if you can't do college, you have to do career. Rather, this is actually a great way to get into the environment. That's what we've started promoting. And then talking to students about that. It's not always about getting into architecture. There is engineering, there is construction trades that desperately have so much opportunity for people to build really great lives.
We need them, we're desperate for them, so.
And when you start weighing that cost of student loans versus, okay, you can graduate in a year or two and start earning an income immediately. You can still go back to school.
Oh yeah.
You can still build on that, but you're immediately starting to earn income. That could really change the trajectory of your life.
Yes, totally agree. We had Cassie decided to go back to school in her 30s, and because she was like, this is what I want to do. I think sometimes as an 18-year-old, you don't know what you want to be. You don't know what you want to do, and sometimes you get into a field that you wish you hadn't of. Like you realized as you were going through that, no, this isn't what I want to do. And so Tanner, jumped right in after graduating high school and started working for Sean, and he bought a house a few years ago, and he's just now turning 25, and so you can make a great living doing that.
I think people learn in different ways, and they're not negative or positive, but people who learn really well academically have historically been rewarded for that. And then those that learn more kinesthetically, hands-on, and literally have a 3D mind, we just neglected them. So if we can really harness people that have that ability, they're going to far surpass people that can learn academically when it gets to this built environment.
Oh, I totally agree. Does your company do anything unique to bring people in?
Into the industry?
Yeah.
I feel like we are contributing. I think by talking to our clients, we work a lot in public education. So that's our number one project typology. And we get the opportunity to meet with school boards, with school administrators. We attend all the conferences, educational conferences. Because of that, we do get a chance to see these cutting moves, these transitions in the way that people are beginning to educate students for jobs of the future, jobs that don't exist yet. So I think that is unique to our firm, that we are taking that knowledge and we're literally reutilizing that knowledge as a way to change the program. When I say program, when we sit down to design a building, a program lists out all the components of the building, all the spaces of the building. Well, now we start thinking, well, wait a minute, but there's this huge trend and move towards CTE. How do we start to look at these spaces to make them more multifunctional and flexible, and start to incorporate those programs? Put education on display. Stop hiding it behind walls. Things like that. I think we do really well. That's one of the things that our firm does well to promote this industry. But we also bring in students from OTC. We'll have them come through the firm on firm tours, and then we sit them down in groups and talk about what it's like to be in architecture. At that point, we talk about the engineers and the constructors so that they understand it's an entire family of industries that are tied to this. We go to job fairs, but really, unless you need the information, it's hard for people to understand or retain that information.
Yeah.
So we try to find them when we're reaching out to people and telling them, we're trying to find them where they're at. We used to go to talk to schools, but I really feel like the best way to reach students is not to talk to a classroom full of 8th graders. It's to go over to the drafting class and talk about industry.
Yeah.
Go talk to the art class, the 3D art class, where they're sculpting and things like that. Those are people that like doing things with their hands.
Didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
And I mean, some of the masonry work that we're doing, some of the construction projects that we're seeing our craftsmen implement, you have to have a little bit of an artist's eye, And so there's this great group of people that could go into our built environment and help. Does that? I might have just
No. That's good. That's good because, I mean, you may be doing something that somebody else isn't, and then they're watching, going, "Hey, maybe we can implement that here in our business." So, that's exactly what we want to hear. So, because we need people in the industry desperately. So,
and the best thing about being needed is you have job security.
Absolutely,
at that point, right?
because I mean, AI can't come in and take over what we're doing in our industry. I mean, we're set. They're always going to need people to do the trades or to do what you're doing. So that can't be taken over by a computer. I mean, you have to have the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kristi, for taking your time to come here, and another woman power. So
it's people power. We just want to be recognized as people.
That's it. That's it. So thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, you all stay tuned. We've got more coming up. So thank you so much.